Joining me now is KTIV's Katie Koppel, reporting live from the ground at the border of Iowa and South Dakota. Katie, a few hours ago, the Sioux City fire chief said there was still water spilling over from nearby rivers. Bring us up to speed on what the situation is on the ground and what's in the forecast.
That's right, Chris. I mean, as you can see behind me, it's just one of the most dramatic images that we have coming out of this region here in the Iowa and South Dakota area. Now, this bridge started going down just before 11 p.m. last night. I was here a few minutes after that, and it looks a lot different now. Let's see if we can get some video up so you can truly get a scope of the damage that we're seeing here. The section of this train bridge is on the North Sioux City, South Dakota side, and it has collapsed and shifted in the water. The bridge is on the BNSF rail line connecting South Dakota and Iowa. It is a major transportation line for this region. Here you can really see how fast and how harshly the floodwaters are running through the Big Sioux River. This was just taken this morning. This river crested at 3:30 this morning at 44.98 feet, which is historic flood levels for the Big Sioux River. Now, this crest came several hours sooner than officials expected and also came in several feet higher than officials predicted. The amount of rain this region has seen in the last few weeks really wreaking havoc here today. Now, losing this rail passage, as we've said, between South Dakota and Iowa, a devastating blow. State officials saying today it'll likely be months before we see this line open again. We reached out to BNSF and they said in part that they had already stopped traffic here on the railroad bridge, and so nothing has been running across this, but again, it's going to be months before this is fixed. I'm going to see if we can take this back live so my photographer can give you an even closer look. You can just see how fast this water is rolling through the bridge here. You can see the one on the one side of your screen here on the North Sioux City, South Dakota side is the one that collapsed at first, and the other one has also started to give away. If you can see behind there, you can also see the amount of debris that is coming and collecting. We have widespread flooding here from the Big Sioux River, also the Missouri River, the nearby Little Sioux River, and it's just catastrophic flooding all throughout northeast Iowa and southeast South Dakota. Just up the river here in McCook Lake, we have homes entirely washed away. But it's safe to say this region has really been impacted by these floodwaters. It's going to be a long time before we get any sort of recovery process started. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem saying earlier this morning at a news conference here in South Dakota that this is a crisis situation here in this region. I'm Katie Koppel in North Sioux City reporting. Back to you.
Katie, thank you so much for that.